If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Altar Call. I'm your host, Tane, here to cover Love is Blind Season 9. With me is my co-host for this season, Brian from Maps Virgin. What up, Brian?
What up? I'm relieved that the two couples that I knew were the absolute worst are not going to make it to the altar. So that's a relief.
I mean, technically, none of them should make it to the altar. We're just as scraps here.
I think Jordan and Sparkle Megan are okay to go to the altar. Everybody else, I'm just like, what are we doing?
I don't know if they're okay. I mean, I'm rooting for them, but the fact that the wedding episode is just one, like next week's batch is just one episode, when it's usually two, I don't know. And is all of them, the rest are shaky. I mean, Edmund and KB, Allie and Ant,
the rest are real trouble.
Very, very shaky. Like, I think my problem for me, and this solidified it, because I've been saying it this whole time, the editing is so wonky. Like, we're going to go through it as we go. The storytelling is not the best, and it's just ruining it. And there's a reason. I mean, you know, it's kind of like is it the appendix or your spleen? I don't know what does what. Until you take it out, maybe you realize what it does, but this is why we need confessionals. I'm going to keep saying this. It's like, tell me what to think. Like, that's crazy.
The appendix does something. The appendix doesn't do anything. The spleen does something. The spleen does something. But the appendix is just like, hey, I'm just a ticking time bomb in case. That's all it's there for.
I'm here. I need attention. Take me out.
Right? I'm going to kill you otherwise.
But anyways, so we'll get through that. Before we go further, the usual, guys, Maps is coming back. I repeat, Maps is coming back. Next week, it's going to be 4 episodes, October 23rd on Peacock. If you don't have Peacock, I had way earlier in the year, they had like a sale that I posted up in my stories. Hopefully you guys took advantage of that. If you don't, I'm not trying to tell you to game the system, but it's going to be like 1 month. Maybe do a 30-day trial and maybe you'll be able to binge it all by then. Maybe wait until like drop 3 and then you can binge it all in 30 days to get that. And then I think Maps fan posted that it may be showing on Bravo. They're all in the same family now. It's going to be more annoying because you'll have ads. Well, there's a Peacock tier with ads too, but it's not guaranteed. We don't know for sure, but for some people's TV guide or whatever it's called these days, it's showing that it may show on Bravo. So maybe you don't have to get Peacock at all. But either way, I will be covering it. Brian will be covering it on his show. So check us out. Listen to both if you can. And it's going to be all these different takes and just going to see how it's going to be. We haven't talked about this, Brian. I keep forgetting every time we got together to record, but Ultimatum Queer Love was canceled. That's insane.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts to keep regular Ultimatum and cancel Queer Love. If you cancel both of them, I'm like, all right, that sucks. But like, if you determine this format can't work, fine. But to leave the bad one and cancel what might have been like the best single season of a reality show they've ever done on Netflix is nuts to me. I don't get it at all.
It's, you know, I never understand the execs and how they make decisions, but that's crazy.
No,
and
it's giving capitulation. I don't like it.
So yeah, don't like it. R.I.P. Queer Love. Thanks for the 2 seasons. Was it 3?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 seasons. That you gave us. A reminder, I do have a Patreon. If you want extra bonus episodes early, ad-free episodes, patreon.com/AltarCallMAFS. currently have the challenge every week on there. If you're a free patron, you get that also. So join and find what suits you. If you just want to support, you can do that. I covered Sister Wives with Aid. It's on there. With Maps coming back, it looks like again After Party is not going to be there. I'm looking for some bonus episodes. I might do like a little highlights, might answer Maps questions, do updates with like bonus episodes in that way. So join the fun and see what's on there. Brian, I have to tell you,
Mhm.
somebody recommended McBee Dynasty to me. And
Oh,
I said, why would I want to do that? I don't know how my fingers went to my remote. I ended up there. And I think somebody else mentioned it to me. Shout out to South Jersey Pete. I think he asked if I was watching. I was like, oh, I don't have time. I have so much. I am what? This is gold. Do you watch this show or have you ever?
no. Okay, I am aware of it primarily because Little Miss Recap talks about it all the time. I
Yeah.
think they've also talked about it on Bitch Sesh too, and I'm just like, why? Like I think you
Oh,
and I have discussed that I have a hard time with lesser Bravo in general. Like the
yeah, yeah,
Housewives
yeah.
are main Bravo. I fuck around with some lesser Bravo. I used to love Family Karma.
Yeah.
Uh, I have not watched a ton of Below Deck, but I've enjoyed it. I love Summer House. But I'm just like, this just feels very MAGA coded to me and not
Mm.
me in mind. It's kind of all the ads. I'm just like, seems suspect.
Do you watch Southern Charm?
I watched Southern Hospitality, but not Southern Charm.
Exactly. So you have no leg to stand on. So throw that all out the window.
Southern Hospitality is better. I feel
It
like
is
on that.
better than Southern Charm.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
at least there's
But
a lot of queer people on it.
no, I understand exactly what you're saying, and it's probably why I didn't go there. And I'm the flipper of you. I actually think Lesser Bravo is better. The Housewives are pissing me all the way off these days.
Oh,
Like
Salt Lake's
I,
fun.
I love Lesser Bravo, but I'm gonna start calling you Lesser Bravo now.
Yeah, lesser
But
Bravo. It's fine.
no, Brian, MacB Dynasty. The person who recommended it to me, Raven from Bitches Better, was the first person who recommended it to me, and I have surpassed her what she's watching. I'm on season 2 already. I have been engrossed in this, and to find out that as we record today, the main guy, their dad, is being charged, sentenced today for fraud. Everyone's on Wendy,
Yeah.
and like all the Bravo people don't do it. Like Wendy's is the absolute worst, but here's another person. He's absolutely not even in season 2. I'm like, where's Daddy? Then I do a little Google because I didn't want to get spoiled, and I'm like, oh my god, there's fraud charges, and he's facing 30 years in jail.
I mean,
Anyways,
no. well, Bravo has just become like funny investigation discovery at this point. Like it's all just true crime shows.
I mean, I think it's inevitable. You put that many shows in one, go to TLC, you'll find them in the 90 day, all the you'll find some
Yeah.
fraud thing going on. But either way, I just want to say, anyone watching McBee Dynasty, send me all the thoughts. I am in it. I'm just 3 episodes into season 2, and I love it. Like I haven't felt
See,
this way since Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, where I'm
the
like,
hard,
it would have been a disservice if your life wasn't shown to us as a reality show. That's just how
the,
I feel.
the hard part for me is I know my wife will not watch that with me. Like will not. And there's a lot of reality shows that I watch that she won't watch. Like she won't watch anything on TLC, and I'm like, you're fucking up. But this one just feels like, man, I don't know, like that. It feels like she would judge me for watching that, and I
No.
can't take that. We've talked about my insecurities. I can't. I can't have her walk in the room and see what is this mess you're watching.
No, I understand, like, when you say the MAGA coded and all that, it's not even a thing, I guess, as you're watching. It's really about this family and this 4 boys, and it's like Yellowstone. So they say, funny enough, I haven't watched Yellowstone, but
I
it's
haven't
like
watched it either.
Yellowstone but real life. And it's just crazy to see their dad is a Peter Pan because he's 50 years old, and then he's sleeping with his business partner, but then he's sleeping with somebody else. And just the things that happen, you're just like, what? And then someone's best friend starts sleeping with the friend. You can't believe it, but it's genuine
Oh
because it's just
no.
2 seasons. So you have to check it out.
I
You
might
know,
have to.
you
God
have to.
damn it!
Like
There's so much. My content plate is full that I
there,
might I'm gonna
there
have to wedge
is.
it in.
You gotta get in with it. But anyways, that's my my thing for this week. Okay, a little feedback from you guys. We were talking about LIB France feels like years ago, but when what is his name? That's how much I've forgotten about that. Tomas buttered his
Not.
bread and buttered the whole entire slice. And I'm like, wait, what did he do wrong? So apparently, a couple of listeners went to etiquette school. So a couple of you let me know that you're supposed to butter each piece of bread as you eat it, not the
Oh, you buttered
entirety
the whole
of it. Huh?
like, I didn't know you buttered multiple slices at once.
That when you cut a piece, but it felt like he had like a full slice and she had like a roll. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe she cut out from the. I don't know. But either way,
Oh
the
boy.
point is you're not supposed to butter the whole thing at the table and then eat it. You're supposed to cut little chunks, put a little butter, then eat it. Cut a little chunk, put a
Oh,
little butter, and eat it. Okay.
it feels like a lot of work. So
Did you get a chance to go through KB's Instagram as you were instructed?
I did. I sure did. I certainly did. We'll leave it at that.
That's all there is, folks.
I did not follow, but I did peruse.
Listen, the LIB people doing all the interviews, doing all the talking, the glow ups have started. Madison and Annie look like two different, completely different people.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even recognize them. And once again, I ask, why are they being interviewed? Like Annie was on Nick Vial recently, and I'm just, guys, give us a chance. Give us a chance. But it doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want to do. Okay, let's just dive straight in. I'm going to start with the breakups. We got 2 breakups, not one, not but 2. I should have known because I think one of the episode titles was Runaway Groom or something. And I was like,
Yeah, it was.
who would it be? And, all of them are good candidates for this.
Yep. Could be anybody.
So we start with Annie and Nick, and Annie is inebriated again.
My God. I don't know if it's again or still, but she's a wreck. Like, my God.
We were talking about the air last time. I'm like, what is it about this that these people need to drink? Because we got another person dealing with alcohol.
Oh, for real.
Loving later on. But she's demanding more kisses from him. But remember, when I speak about the editing, the last thing we saw was that she was mad because it looks like Nick had lied to her. So why are we asking for kisses? I thought you was mad. So,
the editing, the problem is we never get any conclusion to these fights. We see these fights and the next scene, everyone's happy. And I'm like, well, you got to have a confessional where you say, okay, here's how we got past this, or here's where we are now, or we're still not past it and we're just kind of ignoring it. But you can't just show them beefing and the next scene we're all hugged up with like violin music in the background.
Yep, they think we do not deserve resolution. But once again, if we had confessionals, maybe you'd say we talked about it on the way home, and then that's it. That solves that. But no, we don't deserve that either.
No.
So she and Nick are debriefing about the rodeo night. She said that, what happened with you and Kate. She's glad that they got to talk. And Nick is like, yeah, of course we did. I'm an open book. And she's like, is there anything you need to tell me? Because again, last we saw, it was different stories. But, what do we know? He says, we talked about the breakup. I apologized to her. And she took it really, really well. And they go back and forth. I'm not doing that with you guys because just watching it, I was pausing a lot because I was just like, what is this? Why do I have to go through this?
Yeah.
And she's like, is that it? Are you sure? He's like, do you think I'm holding things back? And she says, yes. And he goes, what? And then she goes, that you don't love me as much as I do. And that, are you sure you're going to be happy with me? And I'm screaming into my pillow. And I'm like, what is going on? He's like, I took 5 hours out of my workday to help you. And if that's not love, then I don't know what is. And she's like, you know what? You're amazing. I'm just trying to understand you. And then Nick is upset. Nick is upset because yet again, she's implying that she loves him. She doesn't tell him that she doesn't need him, but she does tell him that she loves him. And she says, I just want you to be happy with me in this moment. She's slurring her words. Her eyelash and her eyes are doing a dance. And he says, I am here with you in the moment. What more do you want? And she goes, nothing. Then they start saying, I love you. I love you too. I love you more. I love you too. And then she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, okay, are the producers plying them with alcohol, or is this just normal alcohol? In like how this is happening one time too many? Like, I don't know.
Well, and I was having Vietnam flashbacks because I've lived this life. This was my college girlfriend was this argument on a very regular basis where it's just like, yeah, no, like I'm into this. I am into you. Like I'm happy where things are. Are you though? Because I don't feel like you are. Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we hang out all the time. Take you out on dates. I buy you flowers and cards and gifts, and I tell you how I feel. Yeah, you say it, but I don't know. Like this was my life, and I'm just like you get to a point where what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like I
Yeah.
don't need to hire a skywriter because then you're gonna complain about like the font that I used. Like I don't know what more I'm supposed to do to let you know like I am in this with you. And it gets to the point where it's just like, hey, fuck it. I'm not then. Like I'm
Yeah.
tired of this and I'm out. It took me a lot longer than it took him. But like, yeah, I get this is frustrating because
Hmm.
I don't like this dude. Like
Yeah.
nothing positive to say about him,
Yeah.
but I don't know what more he's supposed to do. I wouldn't have gone to the example of I took 5 hours out of my workday because that's not showing you love. That's a different kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like, I have not seen any signs of him being like turned off by her, being distant from her, acting like maybe he's not really into this or anything like that. And so this is her insecurities turn up to 11, and that can only go on for so long before it's like this is ruining every interaction that we have. And I think we for sure saw him get there during this conversation where he's like, fuck it, I just want to have this damn chalupa. It's cold now. Like, can I
Yeah.
finish my dinner, please? Like, I felt for this man that I hate, and I don't like how that feels.
Yeah. And every time they reached a good place and like, okay, good. Then she'll be like, yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
don't you think you should? And I'm like, then she'll say, I love you. Then he's like, I love you too. I love you.
Do you
I
though?
love you too. So, like Brian said, he just wanted to enjoy his chalupa because while they're having this conversation, they're also going through their Taco Bell order on the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen counter. But I do think, though, his problem is he has a problem with her drinking. He's a person who cares about optics, especially if they're going to get
Mm-hmm.
married, with my friend, if I'm going to say this is my wife and my family. So he doesn't even want to put that on camera in the event that they do, get married. He just doesn't want to say, hey, when he told her, whenever it was, when he says, we can't do this again, we can't have
Exactly.
that argument again. That's what he meant. It's like, listen,
Yep.
you're sloppy when you drink and you say stupid shit, and I'm not going to deal with that. So that's what I think his main issue is, that he's not going to stay out there, put it out there so that it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't follow her for the rest of her life. So they ended the conversation, and then that was it. Then the next day, they go to brunch, and they come back. They sit on the couch. She's thinking it's a good day. She admits that she had way too many drinks, and he says, "Yeah, it reminded me of Cabo, and I told you." We can't have this again. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a threat. It wasn't a warning. It was a threat.
I'm drawing a line in the sand, lady.
So we do get some kind of insight because she says, I asked you what's next, and you're like, I don't know. Because I've been saying this. What is the thing that is making her insecure? Is there something we're not seeing? Because from what we're seeing, like you said, he's into her, he's in it to win it. But then there
Mm-hmm.
has to be something. So her just saying that line caught my attention because she's like, every time I ask you, what are we doing next? What are we doing? You keep saying, I don't know. So it sounds like you're not committed. But we had that on maps too, where Thomas was saying, I don't know, but he was committed. So I don't know. And I think I saw somewhere online where someone said his house looked like it was an Airbnb. Like it didn't look like someone lived in there. And
Yeah, there was too much stuff. There's too much fun stuff to do. It was set up like an Airbnb would be set up.
yeah, but it fits his personality. He's the kind of guy,
Yeah,
like
there's a lot
you
of his
said.
shit.
Yeah, like you said, like he thinks like the more I show, the more I look a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you would, I think I said this last episode where maybe that's why he was so willing, like, yeah, I'll move to the city because he was not going anywhere. So
No,
it was just easy. I'm not going to fight about that now. I'm just going to agree with that. So all of a sudden things shift. I did rewind because I don't think that I was sure I heard what I heard. He was like, yeah, I'm at my breaking point and getting to the altar is not a happy idea for me. I'm like,
Yep.
wait, they went to brunch. They were just
Yep.
talking about was a setup.
I wonder if this happened again at brunch. I wonder if it happened at brunch. I wonder if it happened on the drive home from brunch. Maybe she had a couple mimosas and a bloody. I don't know. But like it seemed to me like he woke up in the morning being like, I'm 99% of the way there. If she says one motherfucking thing, I'm out. And then she
Okay.
said one thing and he's like, I'm out.
Who do you think was ambushed worse, Annie or Veronica by the Plaths? because
Oh God. I think Veronica, that was a group.
that
That
was
was
that
she
was like
walked into a lion's den.
that was a gang up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think Annie saw this. Annie is full on eggs and pancake and mimosa or Bloody Mary, like you said, and he's
Yep.
like, "Yeah, I don't think it's a happy idea for me." And she's like, "I still want to get married, and I don't want to be married to someone else. So please try." And
Yep.
then Nick is like a robot. Rick is like, "The wedding is not something that I want to do right now. Please press
Mm-hmm.
one and go away." And she's like,
Yep.
"Yeah, I don't even tell me that right now. No." And I'm just cackling because this
Like,
whole
how do
season
you hear the words he's saying?
cannot be real. This man is being dead ass telling
Yeah.
you I'm not doing it. She's like, stop. You're so cute. We're doing
Yeah.
it. Just try. And
I'm
then
like,
he's like, he says, I can't go on any longer. She's like, come on, let yourself be happy. Why would you do this? Like, you put your all when it comes to business. There's nothing you can't do. You can do it.
he's like, yeah, but I don't wanna. Like, you don't understand. I want to not be with you. Like, it reminds me of two things. Number one, this was how I used to break up with people when I was dating people, where it's like there should be no equivocation here. I what I would usually say is I think it's better if we break up and never talk to each other ever again. And I'm like, I'm just gonna say it that way so that there's no wiggle room in here. Like, this is over, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to speak after this.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing it reminded me of is my favorite movie of all time, Wet Hot American Summer. At
Mm-hmm.
the very end of the movie, you think the nerd is finally going to get the girl, and she delivers this monologue to him where she's like, you treat me great, and you're wonderful, and you're so sweet, and I had a great time with you last night. But here's the thing. Andy is like cut from like marble. And I don't care that he's that nice to me. And I don't even care that he cheats on me because I'm 16 and all I want to do is take him and throw him down and just fuck his brains out? So that's all I'm interested in right now is sex, specifically with Andy and not with you. Like that's how this felt like she's laying it out as cleanly as possible. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, come on, what kind of suit are you going to wear though? And I'm just like, man, come on. Like, by the end, he has to be mean to her about it because she's not
Yeah.
getting it.
Yeah. But she doesn't care. But I think that's a great analogy that you said. It's like she doesn't care. We'll work it out. Just don't embarrass me. Let's just make it to the altar. I just want to say like I made it to the altar and got married. He
Yep.
says, I'm saying no. Even if we make it to the altar, I'm saying no. And she's like,
Yep.
no. And then she's laughing, in fact, and saying, come on, get out of your head. And then Nick was
Yep.
like, you can't make 1 + 1 = 3. And he says,
Mhm.
watch me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch me.
So at this point, I'm like, everyone is so concerned about Edmund, but I think we need to check in on Annie because this is what is happening right now. I have no idea. So
You
he's
never
like,
want to be in a position where you're begging someone to stay with you. Like, if someone
yes.
says they don't want to be with you, somebody else will want to be with you. Go find that person. Don't pull a James Brown, please, 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 and try to get this person to change their mind and decide they want to stay with you after all.
Yeah. He says, how long do we want to drag this out for? And she's like, no, 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 Nick, you cannot do it. And I'm like, this is not normal. When do we end this? So Nick is like sick of the I love you conversations because she's saying, I really love you. I love you. And he's like, how can her love be so deep and feel so shallow? And then she
Mhm.
whips out her phone and is texting someone. And I do my due diligence and I press pause. And I don't
Me
know
too.
who she's talking to, but this is a conversation. I am 90% sure there's no wedding. The person says, why? With like 10
Uh-huh.
whys. And then she says, I'll call you later. Then she goes, I'm currently filming. And then she starts typing and is like, Nick won't do it. And then that's all we saw. They blur out the whole thing
Yep.
and then we don't see what happens. So Nick says like their arguments haven't been healthy for a marriage. And she says, be clear on the reason. And he says, the reason is that I'm unhappy. And she goes, okay, let's start packing then. At this point, they have gotten off the couch. They are
Mhm.
going. She tells him that you are going to regret it. And he's like, you cannot force me to go to the altar. And she screams, I'm not forcing you to do anything except try. I'm like, yes, you are. I mean, he doesn't want to go to the altar. You're telling him to go to the altar.
You're telling me he has to.
Kind of are. So
Yeah.
she keeps saying there's so much more she's not understanding. And I just honestly hope that she's okay. And,
Yeah, I guess. I don't really care that much, but like, I mean, it was sad, but also I'm just like, why would you want to try to be with a dude, get married to him in like a week when he is telling you straight up in your face, I don't look forward to marrying you. Getting married to you is not something that makes me happy when I think about it. I'm not interested in this anymore. I'm out. And you're like, nah, but for real, you're going to change your mind. In like 3 or 4 days, you're going to say yes. Like, okay, let's say he does. Then what happens? Because these feelings aren't going to go away. Your arguments are not going to improve. Like, I watching them argue again. I don't like this dude. He seems pretty rational when they have these discussions, and she is the one that just keeps on pushing and driving. That's not going to stop just because you guys get married.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It felt like he was looking for an opportunity. She gave it to him on a platter,
Mm-hmm.
and he freed himself of the situation. But it was
Mm-hmm.
just. This is the same thing he did though, like with the blind side. That's how he blindsided Kate, innit? He went to Kate
Yeah.
and said, I love you. You're the only one. And 5 seconds later, you're not the one. And then said, you told me that you didn't have faith. And she's like, I told you that I don't. My mama died and I don't care. So,
Right.
and then he tried to flip it on her. So I don't know. It's a pattern with Nick. And all I want to see is his mom's reaction. His mom was so happy that he was getting married. And another one
Oh,
bites the dust, mama.
yeah.
So
Yep.
his brother's like, aha, there goes your golden boy.
I told y'all he sucks.
So I guess that is it. And we'll see what they say at the reunion. I don't know how these people still show up for the reunion. If I make an ass out of myself on TV, you're not seeing my ass again. I'm out.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Blur my face if you want to. Take me off the show entirely. Like, no, I'm not going to come back for a second helping.
Mm-hmm. All right, take a quick break and be back for our second breakup. Because what even is season 9?
Feeling sluggish from all the extra food, drinks, and celebrations? Kick off the new year with a science-backed reset. Quicksilver Scientific's Push Catch Liver Detox is a patented, simple 2-step system that supports your liver, gut, and whole body detoxification, helping clear out what's slowing you down so you feel energized for the year ahead. It's more than a cleanse. Quicksilver Scientific's Push Catch Liver Detox helps reset your system. Get 10% off and free shipping at tryqs.com/podcast. Again, that's tryqs.com/podcast for 10% off and free shipping. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
And we're back. So we're back to Madison and Joe. They should have broken up way sooner, but
Yes, they should have broken up before they went to the retreat. They should have broken up when they had the reveal, because the look on his face when the door shut, he's like, "What? Wow!" I'm like, no, that's not the look you make when you're happy with what just happened.
Do you think that a part of this is their age? I forget what the ages are, but a lot of them are in their 20s. I think
I think she's 26 and I believe he's 27, but they are young.
But I think with Annie dates how I dated when I was younger, where I thought I could love you into submission, where it's like, I'm so good. Just give me a chance and you'll see that, oh my God, you're never going to meet anybody better than me. I didn't realize at the time, there's 20,000 other people that are there. So I just
had that kind of confidence.
I really want to understand, the thought process of Annie specifically.
And see, it's hard for me to judge because when I was in my 20s and dating, I was high every day. So I don't know. I mean, it was mostly do you want to come to the house and kick it? My friend's band is playing a show. Do you want to go to that? I didn't have a lot of romantic skills in my mid 20s because, I lived in a house with 3 other stoners and that's kind of what we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in college, I was much better at that. And I think in college, I would have been a lot like Nick, where I'm just I'm trying. Here you are fucking it up and I'm just gonna put up with it, I guess. Until I can't anymore. Madison and Joe, I think she probably knew all along that he wasn't really into her, but was trying to tell herself that he was, because he kept on saying that he was. And I think that her meltdown was mostly the pain that comes from confirmation of I was right to be worried. And that does feel bad.
Okay, wait. Let's build up to all
we
of
can
that
back up.
because
I'm
there's
ahead
a
of myself.
whole
I'm
bunch
sorry.
of So they're meeting her family. It's her mom, her sister, and her brother-in-law. Her sister is a lot of there's a lot of
squealing was insane.
A lot of jumping, there's a lot of excitement with her sister. They meet at the restaurant and then they're talking, and then Joe is sharing with her family about a broken engagement, again, forgive me if my memory is short. Have we heard about this? Maybe in the pods?
In the pods, he mentioned that he was engaged before,
Okay.
and then I think he said like it didn't work out or something like that. We have not
Okay.
heard the details of what happened,
Okay.
but he did mention once that he was engaged.
Okay. That the invitations had been sent and all of
Yeah,
that.
we didn't know
So,
any of this.
okay, sharing that when you meet her family for the first time is a choice. I'm
Uh-huh.
not saying it's not important information. As long as your fiance knows about it, now sharing it with the family, I don't know. Yeah, maybe
I
don't
wouldn't
share
hold the
that.
story. Nope.
The last words mom shares with them is mom says, I don't want either of you to blindside each other.
Oh,
Mm.
it feels a little bit like Annie telling Patrick, "Don't hurt me, dude." Like it feels like I'm laying a trap for you.
Oh yeah, speaking of Patrick and Annie, because of all the reactions, Casey had the audacity to have a video, and she showed herself filming herself watching Patrick and Anna have a conversation and saying like, if I was your number one, and he was like, if you were here, I would have proposed to you. And Casey feels like she's the victim, like, oh, look at me thinking like I was like, because remember I was saying if the angle was, hey, stop saying that because that's gonna make Casey kind of feel bad, but they didn't end up together. She treated him poorly. You left, so I don't get it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Casey, take that down, please.
Raggedy,
You
raggedy.
just take it down, please.
Just be a villain. It's fine. You're a villain. Just be a villain,
Don't worry, perfect match. Like, just stop, just
right?
do it.
You'll be totally fine on there.
And we did get confirmation that one of the shows was Married at First Sight that she was
Yeah.
going to be on
Boy,
because where
I
else?
wonder who they were going to pair her with because,
Should have been Dave.
I wonder.
He would have been happy.
I've heard a couple of people say, I wonder if she was Michael's runaway bride from the
Nah,
Denver City. I don't think so. I don't think their
nah.
energies match at all.
They would put her on another show. They're not going to touch her
That's
at all
true.
with a
That's
10-foot
true. They wouldn't have
pole.
brought her back.
Like
Yeah.
after all the things, however much it costs to edit her that way, however much it costs to keep her privacy under wraps
Mhm.
this long, they're not
That's
messing
a
with
good
that
point. They would not bring her
at all.
back.
She just come in and then ghost again. That shame on you at that point.
Yeah. What do you think was going to happen?
Okay, so the women go wedding dress shopping. They all talk about the breakup with Annie and Nick. And Allie says, like, that's the thing. Every interaction with Nick just felt premeditated and not genuine. And again, lack of confessionals is killing me. Why didn't they
Yep.
tell us the story better of why people don't like him? It seems like the universal thing. Even Joe doesn't like him. And if Allie is saying like nothing about him felt genuine, like, and why Annie didn't feel the love from him and felt like he was hiding something and he wasn't really there, they could have laid that story out a lot better for us
Yeah.
so that we're in tune with whatever it is. Because yeah, we have an inkling, but we have our own narrative about Nick. I'm not saying it on here. Everyone can go online and see what everyone's saying about him. But
Yep.
I'm just like, that's the only thing we are going by. But everything else, I need them to tell us because we're not there. And I wish they had told us that so that we can hate him accordingly and join the
Yeah.
bandwagon.
Yeah. I hate him for reasons that are nothing to do with him being phony. Like
Yeah.
I think the problem is I don't like his authentic self. Like that's the problem I've got is the real version of him sucks.
Yeah. And I think it goes in part with what I'm saying is like everyone is feeling like he's not being authentic in that regard. But I just think like that's like a huge leap. That's why I'm
Yeah.
not saying it. But it's just like if that is the case, you can see why you're just putting on an act 24/7, and that has to be exhausting. So you're never gonna be in yourself. And the one thing is that everyone's gonna pick up on those vibes. But again, I do not know. We shall wait to see what the reunion says. Megan shares that it was great to meet Luca. She finally met Luca and the connection with the whole type 1 diabetes, which, it's been cute. It's been cute that daddy's watching over it. But as more comes along and the more we see them interact, it's kind of like, okay, how long can a connection over a disease last for you as a couple?
Right. Yeah,
So,
only if you guys are both stricken with polio and in side by side iron lungs. Like in that case, your kind of options are limited.
Yeah, so I hope they get more beyond
Mhm.
that. She says they had a slumber party and it really was a lot and it's going to take some getting used to. Once again, just like last week, I do want to give her props. It is not easy. I'm glad she got to see some, reality of it. Like, she said his is it his pump?
His
What was it?
monitor was going
His
off
monitor was
overnight.
going off. Yeah, overnight.
Yeah.
You have to wake up. You have to check on it, make sure it's not low. So like that's going to be the realities. So giving her props again, but also so much pressure on daddy.
Yeah.
This really
Yeah.
was. KB is there with her two best friends. She says that the two best friends say that Edmund is different, but he challenges her. I'm like, I don't know if this is good or bad. Like no one needs challenges every day from their spouse, that much challenge.
No.
But
No, no, no,
there's
no, no. No,
that.
thank you.
Ali is there with her mom, and Vanessa asks her, "How do you feel about this whole thing?" And she's like, "Honestly, I'm fine. I met my husband over the internet, and we spoke on the
Mhm.
phone for 3 years. So it's possible. I'm nervous, but it ain't no thing. It runs in the family."
Well, my surprise here, Vanessa asked how to say her name. Her name is like the Brazilian Portuguese version of Vanessa. How did you not go, oh, that's kind of like my name? Like her name is
Oh,
Vanessa.
I
Vanessa
honestly
and Vanessa. Like it's the same name, man.
didn't clock for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So
Yeah, oh, my name is Jamie. Your name is Jaime. Anyway, moving on. Just like, how do you not pick up on that for a second?
honestly, I didn't. So
Oh, drove me nuts.
so oh, in the cringe moment, I think Madison's mom is like, oh, she feels so happy. She has a very strong ick barometer, and she does not get any of that from Joe. And I'm like, at this point, I hadn't even seen the breakup. So I'm just like, Ma, don't say that so confidently.
Yeah.
Like,
Get that
even
looked at
if
real quick.
I wouldn't say that boldly because, and she kept going on and she's like, I get zero ick from him. I get zero red flags from him. I'm like, ooh, mama. Never say that on reality TV.
Your picker is
Never
broken, man.
hedge your bets on a reality TV man on a dating
Never.
show. Okay. So they each come out in their dress. I think the whole plan is you come out in one dress. They go, ooh, that's so nice. And you go, oh, I don't think it's me. And then you get the second one and then you're like, oh, this is me. This is what I want. KB comes out in a dress that is so ugly that I cannot even. Everyone is like, you look like a vision. But her friends are real ones. They did not say anything. And I'm like, okay,
Nope.
they're on the same page because this is so ugly to me.
It's bad.
So
It's like it was a practical joke.
The second dress was way better, and I'm glad she chose that. Megan comes out, and Brian, I'm so sorry. They're still trying to convince us that Megan got a wagon.
How dare they? Like, I don't like them playing in my face like this. Like, I know from a big butt. I know from what I speak, it is the most enduring and defining characteristic of who I am as a person. And the fact that these people want to continue to try to convince me that this is on some Megan Thee Stallion Saweetie level, I'm like, stop. I'm offended. I'm offended for my ancestors. Like, this is not how we get down. And so I'm looking forward to that no longer being a narrative. And I'm hoping somebody on this season of Maps actually has a big butt so I can do compare and contrast on our first episode.
Oh, that means you haven't watched the first 7 minutes that's up now.
I've not. I am staying unspoiled.
Okay. I mean, Peacock has it. It's not a spoiler, but
I'm not watching it until
okay. There's a but for you to compare that to.
Well, good, because I don't watch a movie trailer if it's a movie I know I'm gonna watch, because I'm gonna go see it anyway. I don't need to see the trailer to convince me. I'm gonna watch Maps, so I don't need to see like the sneak previews. I'll get it when it comes.
It plays automatically. Like that's where I'm watching McBee Dynasty.
I haven't seen it,
and it was in one of the things, and it was just playing. I was like, it's a few minutes. I'll just watch it.
Fair.
I do want to say, Brian, that your legacy is such that somebody did message and respond to me and was like, because I was like, oh, why are they trying to convince us that Megan has a wagon? And someone was like, I could just hear Brian's voice the minute they started to do that. And I'm like, yes, Brian is going to be very upset.
I was in bed. We were watching in bed, my wife and I. I squeezed her hand so hard. She was like, I know. She knows what's going on.
Hold up, Brian. More importantly, you hold hands while watching TV?
I hold hands as often as possible. I think I might have said, I'm not sure if it was on this one or my pod, but like if I could, I'd wear her like a backpack. I want her with me at all times. So like, yeah, we lay side by side in bed, holding hands, watching reality TV. We are a cartoon couple. And
you let me talk shit about Teddy Reiner and his wife in the Love is Blind France reunion.
It's not a stress thing. It's just I like holding her hand. I'm not like nervous watching TV.
Maybe they just like holding hands.
We don't hold hands on the airplane or on a roller coaster or anything. It's just because, this is a romantic time for us.
I'm teasing you. But yes, I liked her first dress better, but she went with the second. And then Madison comes out. Madison's sister is jumping up and down, squealing. But always. I preferred Madison's first dress as well.
Mm-hmm.
Over on the other side, the guys are shopping for their tuxes. Jordan says he is 110% committed. Edmund says, I'm ready to say yes. Let's go. Anton comes with his mom, and it's the first time we have a mom
Mm-hmm.
coming here. Anton is giving heavy doubts, and all I want to know is why is his strip club buddy not here? What happened?
Not allowed to hang out anymore, I bet. Like, that's my guess is I don't want you around that man anymore. I've had a friend's wife tell her husband that I was a bad influence and had to break up our band. So,
Oh.
like, this happens sometimes, and it's sad and unfortunate.
I mean, it was quick. They just met we don't know the timeline,
Yeah.
so who
And
knows?
in fairness, I was a bad influence. She was right.
Meanwhile, Joe is saying I'm listening to all these guys talking about 110%, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not 100%, and
Yep.
it will take me a while. But his friends love her, and they're just going on about, oh, you should get with her. She's great. Edmund comes out shirtless
With a vest,
with a
like Aladdin.
vest. And I gotta tell you though, he went in and wore a shirt and a bow tie and came back, and I think I might have preferred it with the vest, because with the bow tie and shirt, it was just maybe the wrong shirt. I don't know, but his friends
Yeah.
lie and they're like, "Oh, I love it. It's good." And okay, if you like it,
Yeah.
I
See,
love it.
I'm a bow tie boy. I don't have any non bow ties anymore. They don't go with everything in all settings. Like you got to pick the right shirt and tie combination because a lot of your shirt is exposed. Like you don't
Yeah,
have that block, and so
yeah,
yeah, it doesn't go all the time.
yeah. Because he wore like a floral shirt or something, but they're
Hmm.
not getting married
Of course, he
anyway,
did.
so whatever. We go back to Joe, and then Joe is just like he's trying on different things, and honestly, he hates everything.
Yep.
Then the salesperson, they have to do a tie. They give him a tie. They took off the tag, and I'm like, wait, is he just getting it anyways? And they keep trying to figure out who can tie a tie. Can we go to YouTube? Can I do this? I can figure. This poor sales lady is like, I can tie it for you.
Yeah.
Hello, you can just wear it over and over again, and they just ignore her. This guy is freaking out. I mean, for those who are Sex in the City, do you remember when Carrie had like a meltdown in her wedding dress and said, "Take this off of me. Get this off me. I don't want to wear it." If he could break out in hives, I think he would have. He didn't even
Yeah.
want to try on pants. They were like, "Do you want to try on the pants for size? Do you want a pocket square?" He's like, "I don't want it. Pack everything up. It's fine. I'll take it." He tells us he's doing his confessional, right? And he's sitting down and he's like, "I'm feeling a lot of feelings." And I think at some point his friend was trying to tell him what to do, and he told his friend, his friend said, "Is it real now?" Because his friend had just gone waxed poetic about Madison, just stop being in your head and just go for it. So his friend was like, "Okay, is it real now? Now that you're wearing this?" He actually told his friend, like, "Shut the fuck up,"
Yep.
because all his friend says is, "Are you ready?" And then they're doing the confessional, and then he tells the producer, like, "I can't do this. I need to do this tomorrow." And then he gets up and he walks away. And we see that they're still at the Tux shop because Jordan is sitting right across. He's just sitting in the
Mm-hmm.
corner of the room, walks away, leaves his friends, and just walks to his truck. And the producer is there, like, talking to him. Everyone's like, this is not good. What is going on? His friends are at the window looking out, like, isn't he a ride? Like, how are we gonna
You
how are
got
we
Uber on your phone, right?
gonna get out of here? But I think the best thing about this is the fact that as he's talking to the producer, I think this is where episode 9, I think, or 10, whichever one it is, 10,
Yep.
ended, and they're playing Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
perfection.
Watching this, I'm like, this is probably like an exact replica of what happened with
Mhm.
the wedding invites, where I think like I said, I think he knew all along this was not right, and
Mhm.
he's not into her, and I'm gonna try to make it happen. I'm gonna see if I can get there. I'm not getting there. And so rather than go through this whole charade of pretending I'm happy and trying on the suit and going to the wedding, knowing I'm going to say no, I'm going to just bail now. Like it's never going to happen for me, which sucks. But I respect that a lot more than him getting to the altar and then doing it. Like if you knew in that moment, you knew in that moment. And like it's a bummer, but it is what it is.
2 things for me. I'm not giving him any kudos or respect or anything, because you've been knowing that you weren't attracted to her, like, from the moment you actually even slept with her. Like, that
Oh,
was
for
like a,
sure.
"What are you doing, dude?" The other thing is, listen, I've been saying this about Love is Blind. I actually, maybe it's mean, I don't like the fact that they let them quit before the altar, because that is the premise of the show. If everybody is going to quit, then there's no show. So I'm like,
This is
nah,
true.
make it to the altar. So but at the same time, I get it, psychologically human, but signed up for. But deep down, low key, I'm like, this is the premise of the show. We have to make it to the altar, and that's when you say no. And then the other thing is, if you were gonna break it up, dude, don't tell me you went all the way to go try on tuxes, and she's trying on dresses. It's not the best time, just because I know that he didn't plan it, you know. And
Yeah.
that's what happens when you don't listen to your intuition, and when you should have done it
Mhm.
right after. If you wanted to go to, where they go, Baja, fine. You
Baja,
know
yeah.
what? Go on your vacation. That's fine. But when you come back, end it. But
Yes.
to do
Gotta
it
go.
and go through the whole thing and go, and I know like it just hit him and he was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I know I
Yep.
don't want to do this. My body's rejecting it. So it was terrible timing. It was terrible the whole time. We've seen how he talks about her in the confessionals. And if what she's saying, is true about how he spoke to her and she had like an eating disorder, it was already terrible. Their fights didn't
Yep.
make any sense. I mean, I'm not saying she's innocent, because I mean, you could just say the sky is blue. And Madison's like, why can't you say it's sky blue? Why do you say it's just blue? And
Yeah.
it's a whole thing. So, anyways, we see Madison crying on the phone and she's talking to someone saying Joe left. I wonder if it was mom and her bad intuition. And
Probably.
then we see him come back. He was like, he just left. I haven't seen him. Then we see him come back to the house. And he just said like he had a breakdown. He just felt really detached. And if they went to the altar, he would have said no, that he just knows that she is not his person. We all need Joe. But
Yeah.
they she hangs up the phone, they hug, and she says she feels very confused, that why did he let her do all the wedding stuff? Like, why didn't they talk instead of the way that he did it? And he was like, I was just at my breaking point. And she was
Yep.
like, okay, but going from trying wedding dresses to breaking up is weird. I give her that. That is weird. Like, you think
It's
like,
very
oh,
weird.
your fairy tales are coming true. And she just wants to know what's missing. And he just looks her dead in the eye. Like, there's no reason. Like, it just didn't feel right. She goes, no, I need to have a reason. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a reason. He knows the reason. He just has a
Yep.
little bit of sense. He's like Brennan. I'm not going to say it on TV. There's no need. We're going to break up. Let's just like, when is this going to end? Can we wrap it up? Because I'm not going to tell you. So he just kept saying it's not right. And that's why I say is at their age. Because I feel like when I was younger, that's the kind of thing I'll be like, oh, what is it? What can it be? But as you
Yep.
get older, you realize like it doesn't really matter. You could say anything could be it. Like, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I think you said that earlier. She knew that they don't get along. Like, it's
Mhm.
just, you think you know how they say you can't out train a bad diet. You
Mhm.
can't oversee your red flag. Like, the red flags, and you cannot love him into submission. I don't care how many times you tell each other you love each other. It's not
No.
gonna change the fact that it's not a good fit. It is
No.
what it is.
No. And really, you know, I understand her need to have an answer. I understand the desire to know what went wrong,
Yeah.
what did I miss, for
Yeah.
lack of a better term, because like I don't want this to happen in my next relationship too.
Yeah. Mhm.
The problem is you can't demand an answer, have him say like it just doesn't feel right, and then go, but like no, specifically, like it doesn't feel right. Essentially, all he needed to say is like, I don't like you enough. Like I don't like you enough to do
Yeah.
this. He can't say that.
No.
You're not hot enough for me. He can't say
Yeah.
that. So you're just
Mhm.
saying like, yeah, no, it doesn't feel right. Which I think, maybe not. But in my mind, we've all been in relationships where you're just like, yeah, this isn't right. Like this is
Yeah.
not, we don't match as well as
Yeah.
I thought that we did when we first got together.
Yeah.
And that's a feeling that you feel, and you can't say, oh, it's because this argument that we had. It's because we don't belong together. But again, he knew that all along and kept on trying to convince her and himself that it wasn't
Himself.
true. And I'm like, buddy, it's not. We can all see it. It's clear as day. The fact that you keep on smiling during arguments is not a good sign.
I think the difference is that he actually has reasons. Like, how it
Yeah.
doesn't feel right, it doesn't, but he actually, has
Yeah.
reasons.
Your butt is
What I
too
mean is
big,
like
which is
it's the
crazy
same
to
thing.
me.
It's the same thing as when people require closure. Get closure for yourself. Like, it doesn't matter what they say. You're still,
Right.
gonna be upset.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know what? It's not an age thing. Bringing it back to the McBee dynasty. Daddy McBee is sleeping with someone and he keeps telling her, I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to be in a relationship. And she's like, okay. but she'll get so mad when he's with somebody else, and she has broken windows from other people, calls the other women whores,
Oh
and
boy.
finds ways to live in his house, even though he's
Oh
made
boy.
it very clear that I don't want to be in a relationship. So, and she's older, so with a
I'm
college.
watching Miami right now, and I feel like we're going through that same shit with Alexia and Todd. Like I'm in the current season, and I'm just like,
Yes,
what are you doing? Like,
yes,
what the fuck? You left
exactly.
Blanky on the couch? What are you doing?
So exactly. Maybe it's not an age thing. It's just you hear what you want to hear because you
Mhm.
just don't want to be by yourself. Loneliness is a
Exactly
bitch.
that. Yep.
So she's just reaches for the highest peaks of the mountain and is like, it's interesting this happens on the heels of us seeing the singles. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Jacques Hughes. That's not what this is, dummy.
They're just like, are you with someone else? He's like, huh? I think he was like, I probably should have done that because it's
Right?
Joe. And Joe was like, no, it's not anyone else. We're just not right. Then she goes, okay, fine. Like, how do you think you're going to feel not being able to cuddle, not being able to hold each other? Like, how do you feel with the thought of me, like, being with someone else? And I'm like, what is the logic here? Joe is probably like, I need to be free of these things. I feel ecstatic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
are
She's
you
spinning
trying
out.
to emotionally blackmail this man because it's not working?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, so you're not, he's like, I mean, I'll probably feel bad. She's like, exactly. Like, you're never going to sleep together again. I'm like, oh, Madison, please stop. I'm dying here. So,
She's spinning out, and like I don't think in this moment she's capable of rational thought.
yeah,
She is
I guess
running
so.
completely on emotion, and it's just like, here's the thoughts that I'm having. You're gonna be railing some other girl. I don't like that. What if some dude's railing me? How's that gonna feel? It's like I don't really give a shit, which is not the response that she wanted. But she's in a mess. She's really in the shit right now.
Yeah, it gets worse because she's like, do you think it would have worked in the real world without the pressures of, getting married if it was just us dating? And he's like, no, no. Like he
It
was
would have
like,
ended sooner.
he said, in fact, we made it further than we would have in the real world. I was like, for one, he wouldn't even approach you. Like he just, oh,
Nope.
this is
Nope.
bad.
Oh,
So,
it's
and
bad.
this is where I think it's so interesting that she seems so blindsided when all of us could see it a mile away. That makes this, it's so sad. So she's
Yeah.
trying hard to make him feel something by saying, like, my heart is breaking. And she's sobbing so loudly. Just think Baja when they were in, Mexico and
Yep.
she was looking for his attention. And like she's dying inside and he doesn't even care. And if he did care, he would hug her. He's like, I mean, if that's what you
I can
want, I
hug you, I
can.
guess.
And she's like, no, fuck it. I don't want you to hug me. Like, just watch me die inside. I'm like, Then they see him packing, and the producer's like, "How are you feeling?" He's like, "How do I feel? I feel relieved."
I feel great.
He said, "I feel like a weight is off my shoulders." Like I
Oh my god.
truly entered looking for love. Yeah, sure. And it makes me sad that it didn't work out. But guess what? It's a confessional. Joe is the only one who gets confessionals. Like this
Mhm.
is so weird to me. Like every time we've gotten like a
Bananas.
random ass confessional, it is Joe. So I really do want to know, were confessionals scrapped out completely, or did they not do it at all? Because my guess is they did do it and they just chose not to
Yeah.
show it to us. But why?
Like, it would have been cool to get one out of Nick, to have him go like, yeah, what you guys saw with that argument, we've had that same exact argument 6 times a day for the last 2 weeks. I can't do it anymore. Something like that. We don't get any of that. It's just, hey, Joe, how do you feel? You see me tap dancing, right? I feel great. Like, that was all this was.
So she says that she can't breathe, and when he's about to leave, she tells him that, that as angry as she is, she's thankful for doing it with him, and thank you for this experience. I'm like, that was so nice. I would never. I don't think I
Right?
could. Like, even
Mm-mm.
if I wanted
No.
to, no, I would not give you that satisfaction. No,
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't do that.
I'd be
But
cussing so loud. No way.
So he leaves and she drops to the floor and she's
Uh,
just crying and wailing. And I'm like, it must be something being a cameraman, like just watching someone in that much distress and you can't like comfort them or anything. Just like,
yeah.
can you move to the left while you cry while I get this angle?
Yeah, can we take that again? My mic went dead. I mean, it feels like if you're a producer on like Intervention, like
Mm-hmm.
you're watching somebody actively overdose and perhaps die, and you're like, I can't do anything, but like I'm gonna make sure I get a good shot of this. Like it felt bad because like the human in me would be like, God, Madison, you're not a bad person. Like this
Yeah.
is a bad relationship, but like let me give you a hug. Like, can I get you a hot chocolate or something? Like I feel bad for you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm glad that it's done, and she
Yeah.
has her glow up now. She's probably dating someone. We'll see. But I don't know where we go from Joe, because I will say this: Joe is a terrible partner, but that man is funny. And
Mhm.
that his confessionals, if they gave us more of it, was funny, even though some of it was drunken. Another person who likes their alcohol. But I don't know where he goes, because usually I always say, oh, you'll see them in Perfect Match or whatever competitive show they have going on Netflix. But I don't know if Joe fits the criteria. He's not a bad looking man, but they usually get the chisels for that. And when I say that, I mean people with the 8 packs and the
Yeah.
straps and the shoulders and stuff. And I don't think Joe fits that criteria. So I don't
No.
know. I don't know. We've had people like, no, we had Carrington on Perfect Match.
Yeah.
So
I
I don't
think
know.
Manosphere podcast is in his future. I think because he had all those self-help books. I don't think he's read any of them. But I think he's going to do one of those, here's what it takes to really be a man. And if you're not doing these things, you are not a man. My guest host, Nick. Like, I think that's where he's going.
All right, so I'll take a break and I will be right back. Okay, we have KB and Edmund.
Oh, no.
This too. Whatever happens, the pick is still in his hair.
Yep.
They're in the living
Put a hat
room.
on.
Yeah, and KB asks why she always has to be the one to bring up the elephant in the room. As a refresher, the last time we met was at the rodeo night, and she walked up and said, "Don't touch me. Don't talk to me." So Edmund says, like, I mean, I tried to say something last night and you said nope. I mean, that's facts, but he is laughing. But he has that thing. He has this, nervous laughter. I think Joe
Mhm.
has that too. But I
Sure
don't
does.
know if Edmund's is nervous laughter though. His
It's
feels
hard to
like
tell.
this was funny to him. Like, are you being serious? Like, I tried to talk to
Yeah.
you and you didn't want to, like, surely you're not being serious. So it didn't seem like nervous laughter. And she's like, okay, what's your story? I'm going to let you talk. So he says the story. And when he's done, she says, even in your story, you are not held accountable. And she says, I'm going to tell my story and you are not going to interrupt me one time. And this
Whew.
is time of death for these two. These
Yep.
two cannot work for the mere fact that she talks to him like a child. I mean, I'm not faulting her for that, because he brings that,
Yeah.
like, that's the only way she can. But I
Yeah.
don't see how you talk to someone like that and then 2 hours later you're like, yeah, let's get it on. Like,
No.
those two cannot coexist when you are
No. There's
raising a
there's
child.
a there's a thing that I've been saying about a bunch of couples on 90 Day Fiancé for years. I think I first started saying this when it was Chantal and Pedro,
Mm-hmm.
where it's I call them a desert island couple. If it's the two of you guys on a desert island, you'd be totally fine for the rest of your lives. You'd be happy having fish and coconuts and relaxing. You'd be great. Outside shit fucks up all of this mess for you guys. Your
Mm-hmm.
families and all this stuff kind of goes on. I feel like it's similar here. If the two of them were just on an island with nobody else, they'd probably be okay. But he is so quick to compare. He is so quick to like dismiss problems
Mm-hmm.
that come from regular life. And she's like, I said to my wife, she is so much more mature than I was at that age. The way she handles some of these conflicts, like she's on a whole different level than him, and they're not anywhere near each other in terms of like handling conflict and making a relationship work. It's just a train wreck. Absolute train wreck.
Which is why I asked you the last time. I was like, do you think, because some people are speculating, I don't think I'm getting that vibe, that she's just here for clout. Because I'm like,
No.
what is the motivation to put up with Edmund? Is either you have the patience of a saint, which she keeps saying, I don't have the patience. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You
She got more
do.
than I got. Yeah.
So anyway, she tells us a story. The BTS that we missed, all we saw
Wow.
was rodeo night. She was running around. She hadn't eaten. She hadn't done all the things she needed to do. She needed to get Western wear for them. She asked him for help, saying like, "Hey, can you go to the store? Ross, by the way.
Mhm.
Shout out Ross.
7
And
miles away.
7 minutes away. It
7
was just
minutes,
down
1
bad.
mile.
It was just down to yes, exactly. Like, can you get it? And he's like, no, I don't want to be late, so I don't want to go. All you had to do was get a haircut. She still had to do her hair, do her makeup, had to get the stuff, get things together. And he said no. She was like, cool, no problem. She comes into the house and you're like, hey babe. And she's like, don't hey babe me. Like,
Right?
I got a lot to do and I'm hungry. And you keep asking me these questions. Do you like my shirt? Do you like my flower? Do you like my hair pick? Do you like whatever it was that she was asking? And she's like, her
Mhm.
feelings were hurt. When she did say that her feelings were hurt, instead of him to acknowledge it, he's like, well, my feelings are hurt too. And he couldn't even acknowledge her feelings. And she's like, and I quote, you are not slow. You are a very smart person. You hurt
Mhm.
my feelings and you walked around like it was nothing. So, I'm bringing that up because, again, a lot of speculation about Edmund and a lot of things going
Mhm.
on. But, and someone also, I don't know if you got the opportunity to see any of his real estate videos.
I saw one of them. It was real unfortunate.
And I'm just, is he hamming it up for the camera or is he not? Like, what is your deduction on that?
I think well, for certain in the real estate video, I forget what song he was singing. It was he took a song that was probably 20 years old and then made like a version of it about real estate. And I'm like, this is not hitting, bruh. I think he hams it up for the camera a lot, which comes up later on. But I also kind of feel like he struggles with somebody who is not like a silly goose, basically.
Mm.
And KB is not silly. Like, she can be fun, but she's not silly. She seems like a very serious person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you're somebody who is naturally kind of a goofball and you're around somebody who is serious, you have a hard time handling that. Like, it's hard to adjust because you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, which is probably why they should have scouted all this out in the pods. Like, I don't think he was any different in the pods than he is here. But I think she might have thought he's putting it on in the pods, and when we get a run show, he'll chill out. I wouldn't have made that gamble. But yeah, I don't know what's up with dude.
Yeah, he can be silly and goofy, but you need to step up when it's time to be an adult. I think to me,
Exactly.
that's where he fails is like life is not 24/7 silly and goofy. She
No.
needed help. Every time people talk about the emotional labor that women carry, she's actually opening her mouth because my critique about the women this season is they're not direct. They don't know how to communicate. You're going,
Nope.
you're like, do you love me? Are you sure? Are you name them? Tell me
Mhm.
what it is exactly that I'm doing that is making you feel. What is the example? Say what it is. Someone went to a strip club. You're not telling them exactly what it is that's making you upset.
Mhm.
Every time you ask Megan, so what is the thing? I don't know. I don't know. Like, KB laid everything out and she's telling you, I need help. Go to Ross for me. And you're like, no, I don't want to be late.
I'm
So,
chilling.
what's that about? So
Fuck
she
that.
says, like, in the car, we were fine. We go to the party. I'm like, cool. Like, things are okay. I'm cheering you on the whole time. You get on the bull. We have proof of that. We see her filming him and
Mhm.
all that. Again, I said it. She's not embarrassed by all of his antics and all the stuff. And
No.
then after the whole debacle, like he said something nice. You don't say something nice about me. And they had their fight. She had a moment. She's like, I don't want to cry, but I had a moment. I went into the bathroom and I come out and you're all like, oh, I love you. And around. She's like, don't say I love you. That's not an apology. And I'm like, yes,
Right.
this was a masterclass for this season. This is how you express yourself. And this whole I love you every 3 seconds, that is not a conversation. That should be
No.
established. You guys love each other. You said it at the pods. We get it. Now let's talk about what we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
So he apologized for not staying. Like, he apologized specifically but that's the thing. The way she talks to him, like, he goes, I'm sorry. She goes, for what? What exactly? I'm sorry for not doing that. No, you're not sorry for that. But this specifically, you need to. And I was just like, oh. So he says he apologized for not staying and listening and for making the comment. And then he laughs again. And she's like, yeah, keep laughing. The laughing is what really gets
Yep.
me going. And then Edmund goes into the thing is, you list everything that I've done wrong. Like, it would be nice for you to say something nice. And I'm like, Edmund, this is what started the fight.
Yes. And
Now
I
is not
listen.
the time.
I understand where he's coming from because I have been with somebody before who clearly loved me and like
Mhm.
really did need me around and liked having me around, but it was very easy for her to call out any little thing about
Mhm.
what I had said, done, worn, whatever that she didn't like,
Mhm.
and like pulling teeth to get her to say like one positive thing about me. That does suck, even though you know this person likes you. You cannot bring it up when you've already fucked up. Like, this is something you have to do when things are good, and you have to come into and say, listen, like, I'm struggling a little bit here because this is something that I need from a partner, and I'm not getting it from you in a way that makes me feel seen and valued. And that's something I'd like you to work on. You cannot do it to deflect from the fact that you're doing something she told you bothers her. You can't, you got to pick your time better, man. This was terrible timing.
It was, because he just goes on and was like, you need to say something nice to me. And even if you backhand me after saying something nice, but you got to say something nice. And then he starts that whiny, cryy voice. And I think
Oh,
he's going to start
God.
crying. And it's like, because it feels like you're forgetting why you fell in love with me. And the thing is, I still love you though. I love you though. And I'm like, all of the things she just said. You cannot say I just love you. You cannot say like I'm not saying anything nice. And I'm so
No.
annoyed at this point because it's so unfair. It's a little bit manipulative. She's not able to get her point across, and he's missing the entire point. And it's just so frustrating. I can't
Yep.
imagine how she felt because
When he said, I'm apologizing for not staying there, I said to my wife, he has not heard a word she said.
no,
She's not upset that you didn't stay and keep fighting. She's upset
yeah,
for all the shit that happened before the fight
before
started.
the thing,
You're
yeah,
apologizing for how you handled the fight. You're not listening to her at all, man.
not at all. She says,
Oy.
"Listen, I'm staying because I love you and I see the potential, but potential has broken my heart before." I'm like, girl, don't make it one more. Like,
Right?
go.
Don't do it again.
He says he wants to hold himself accountable, and she apologizes for being elevated and she should be open to hearing him even when she's mad. She does say, I mean, this conversation took a turn. Like, if we get
Mhm.
married, I want to have fun for a year and then you can shoot up the club because I want kids. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I have never heard it referred to as shooting up the club.
Really? I have.
No.
I
Oh my
have.
God. Maybe I've been out of the game for too long. But like, oh my goodness. I would have gasped. Like, oh my God.
So, anyways, yeah, she's like, you're gonna be a great father, you're gonna be a good mom. They already think about all that. The conversation ends nicely, and that's it. We see them get a marriage license. Oh my god, my heart dropped when he was doing it, and she was like, you weren't born in the United States? I was like, wait, now it's not the time to figure this out. Then he
Right?
he he read it wrongly. He thought it
Of
meant
course.
county, so that was it.
Well, I wonder what the name of the county he was born in was. Because I'm like, what county would I look at in West Virginia and go, what country is that? Like, what continent are we on?
They go on a snowmobile, and you can feel the tension. KB's kind of mad because they
Mhm.
come down. He's all, "This is so beautiful. This is great. This is good. I'm gonna go get us some hot cocoa." In my head, I was like, "Why isn't he doing it just as a gesture after everything
Yep.
that happened?" But she goes and she does it. She comes back. This man doesn't even extend his hand for her to climb down. She's like, "Okay, thanks for the hand." So once again, apparently another fight. Edmund was being dismissive with her in the car. They had a
Mhm.
moment, but once the cameras came back on, he was doing the corny, cutesy stuff, and she's just like, "You are not the same person on camera." And it makes me come off standoffish. But the problem is, I'm mad at what you did, and I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not
Yep.
gonna do all that. Then she tells us the true tea because we're not getting confessional. I'm gonna stop, guys. I'm really gonna stop. But I just feel like all of this would be solved, and I think they don't realize that it's exhausting for us to just watch fight after fight after fight. But like with maps, we will see like the tension music. We see them just ignoring each other in the kitchen. Then
Mhm.
we'll see like Michelle or somebody in a confessional say, "So after the dinner, we went over here and then we did this, so we don't have to deal with that all over because it's exhausting." But
It is.
anyway, she tells us the tea, and she tells us that they called him about his bachelor party theme, and it was Western. What is going on?
I
Is
mean,
is Denver this like? I
you know what?
just
I mean, Colorado. Okay, Colorado is a western state, etc. This is an epidemic throughout America. I love Chicago. I love Chicago more than any other city. I am a North Side Chicagoan. If you go to Wrigley Field, where I used to go, I lived a 10-minute walk from Wrigley for years. You go out that direction now, you might as well be in fucking Nashville. All the little bars that used to be like, sports themed bars or just like,
mhm.
young bars, it's all honky tonks now. It's all line dancing. I'm like, what? This is Chicago. Like as far away as you can get from like the desert Southwest. What are you talking about? I think this is just like a trend that's going on with, I'm not sure what Gen Z is fucking up, but all of a sudden it's like all we do when we go out is boot, scoot, and boogie. And I think that's what's hot in the streets now. I don't get it.
I mean, but even if that's the case, they just had a
They
pod squad
just did it.
meeting and it was the rodeo night. So why would you have Western again? Like,
I would
that should
not.
be
I don't
regular.
know.
That's crazy. But anyways,
Yeah.
they tell him that that's the theme, and he's like, "Nope, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to say." It. And then when she tried to calm him down and get reasoning with him, he cut her off and was like, "I'm not talking about that." And he's like, "And then you tell her that you're not sorry about that." And she's like, "How
Yep.
can I communicate with someone who does that?" And that she's trying, but he makes it so hard, and she can't force him to grow up. She
Mhm.
said she loves him through the good and bad, but she will not accept him when he dismisses her.
Bingo.
So he skips everything she says and he's like, I was just in a good mood. I was looking at how pretty the scenery was. I went on a snowmobile for the first time in my life, and now you're just yelling at me. I'm like, oh, Edmund, you make it so
This
hard.
guy, like, I understand that we all move on from things different speeds. I get over shit fast. I get real frustrated real quick, and then I get over it pretty fast. You cannot expect that of everyone else, though. And if he's the kind of person that doesn't hold on to shit, that's cool. But you don't get to just say some shit and then move on and act like everything's fine, especially if you've not had any kind of conclusion to the fight. Y'all went from fighting to being on the snowmobile, and you think it's just over. And I understand where she's coming from entirely here, because he keeps on saying, well, I'm not going to apologize if I don't feel bad for it. And she's like, I'm not asking you to apologize if you don't feel bad. I need you to feel bad, though. Like, you should feel bad about this. And I would like for the person that I'm going to be with to feel bad in this scenario, and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a much bigger problem than you not apologizing. Why don't you feel you were disrespectful and dismissive? Why don't you feel bad about that?
I
This
think
is a mess.
what's worse is that he says, I'm not sorry. And also, I didn't do anything that was that bad. If it was that bad,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be here. And I'm just like, what
You
kind of
wouldn't even
logic
come on
is
the snowmobile if
that?
it was bad. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
No, man. Oh my
So
God.
yeah, he insists and he's like, I can't say I'm sorry if I don't mean it, and I'm not gonna say it. And at some point she gets so aggravated and she says, stop fucking talking to me, bitch. And then
Yep.
she says, you see, you keep doing this to me and you bring me out my character. And let's talk about this. Can you blame someone for bringing you out your character?
Yeah. Yes. Because I've been there before. Yeah, there are people that will push your buttons on purpose to get you to a point where now your emotions have taken over. And it might take you a long time to get there, but once you're there, you're there. And I think that I would imagine the fight in the car probably followed some other dispute they had in the morning. And she's already wound up over him not handling things right in their last dispute. I think at this point, she's just like, all you do is you know exactly what to say to upset me. And then rather than avoid it, you say it and do it in my face and then make me look dumb for getting mad at you for it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to be together is the problem.
Yeah, I'm torn because I'm always like, he's frustrating me as a viewer. So
Yeah.
she has to live through it. But it's just that thin line between saying, look what you made me do. You made
If she
me
hit
do
him,
this. Yeah. So that's
if
where
she
I'm
hit him,
just
it'd be
like,
different.
you keep doing this and you keep making me do this. You keep, and you can tell like she's working on herself because she keeps saying, this was me 5 years ago. I don't do this anymore, but I keep doing it. But if someone keeps bringing you to a version of yourself that you don't like,
You got to
maybe
leave.
you gotta leave. And you
Yep,
don't
you got to
need
go.
to find out because if you don't want to do this and you're doing this, you don't want it to escalate. You don't want it to be anything else. So, anyways, the song in the background is singing I Can Be Your Villain. So there's that.
The music choices are diabolical.
So she's at home. Edmund comes home with flowers and apologizes specifically for ignoring her and telling the driver to like speak to him and not speak to her. This is worse. She didn't even tell us this
Didn't
part.
get to that part.
And he says he has been thinking and reflecting and he doesn't want to lose her. And he notices the reasons why he's been doing the things that he's doing and he wants to make up for it. She says, like, honestly, when they were by the water, there was a moment where she wanted to take off her ring and she doesn't know if she has anything else to give. He says he's here. He'll be the best man that he can be. And she does say, like, listen, you gave me hope with this apology and the flowers. And that was a man that did that you came in through with that she had no patience before she met him. And she's working on it. You're doing good, sweetie. She's not she's not the woman who curses, and it is not her, and she does apologize for cursing at him, that she should not be cursing at her partner. And believe it or not, whether he believes it or not, he has changed her for the better. So I don't know. I mean, it's nice and all, but how long is that going to last? That's the problem.
No, not
So
long.
they go roller skating with the roller skates, roller blades that
Those
he
are
bought her.
rollerblades. I've not seen the ones that have 3 wheels before. Maybe I'm out of the loop and I haven't, had any in a long time, but his seem fancy.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he does it for
Yeah,
not a
that's his
living,
thing.
but that's his thing. But
Yeah.
she's wearing the cute pink ones that he got her, and honestly, it was cute. And she even
Mhm.
said it. She's like, "You're a different person, roller skating. Like, I just see
Yeah.
you differently." And she wasn't bad herself. I thought she absolutely didn't know how to roller skate, but she did good, and it was
She did
cute.
fine.
But the problem is, how long will it last? We do not
Right.
know.
Until them skates come off.
Okay. Gosh, we still have 2 more couples. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, our boring couple of the season is Ali and Anton. I don't
Yeah.
think I have much on them, but the main thing is like Ali is not happy that their 12 pack was done. I am giving up. We are not having the conversation about the strippers. It is not happening. Get your closure somewhere else and let's move on to this new thing that they're introducing to us, because again, no confessionals. The 12 pack was done. And then what happened? Apparently, Patrick came to the house. I think that's strip club friend. And then he didn't come
I
to the
wasn't sure
house.
if that was that Patrick or if that was Patrick from Patrick and Anna.
Oh,
I wasn't sure which. I don't
that's
know.
true.
I don't know if that guy's name is Patrick or not. But I was like, because she was like, he was in the house. He came in. And I'm like, why are you mad about that?
Well, that's what I'm leading up to, is like, till he
Yeah.
came to the house, then he wasn't in the house, then he was downstairs, then he took a drink for him downstairs. So why is someone downstairs? Why do they need to have a drink? But I don't know if he's lying because he realizes that her actual issue is the fact that a 12 pack was done. I don't know why he thought one extra person covers for that, because how many did you take downstairs? And then she's
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't know. And then he asks, like, what's wrong with the fact that he came to the house? And then she walks away. And I'm like, why is everything a big deal on this show? Like, I don't even know what is bad or what is not, because everything is a grievance with everyone.
A confessional where she says, hey, here's why I didn't want Patrick in the house. Would have really helped out there. Here's why I reacted so angrily to finding out Patrick was in our house 3 days ago. Something.
Stop asking for too much, Brian. Come on.
I know. It's my fault.
So, yeah, then she asks, is the tequila still there? And then Anton's like, oh, let me go check. And then he
said,
does this whole thing. He goes to the refrigerator. Oh, I guess that's done too. You drank it.
Yeah, it was David on maps looking for the Chinese food picture on his phone again. You know you're not going to find it in the fridge, because if you finish a bottle of something, the bottle gets thrown out or recycled. There's a process. You don't finish it and then not know what happened to the bottle.
Yeah.
Like, this is bad.
So, I was still like, he consumes how many beers, what, in the morning? You told me, overnight shift and something like that. Okay, that's still concerning to me. But now it seems like there's a lot more that's going on. And I'm like, shouldn't you be sleeping during the day? What is going on? And my problem again, communication styles. If you're concerned about his drinking, absolutely valid. Bring that up to him, but come right out and just say it. What is this 1001 questions? Did you go here? Is the beer here? How many did you drink? I drink 2. We are wasting time. Let's just go straight to, like, listen, I'm concerned about the amount of alcohol that you drink. I mean, you're functioning. That itself is concerning too, because if you
that's what I was saying.
Functioning with that much alcohol in your system, should I be worried? But why do you need it? But you can tell, like, he's getting like defensive. He's like, I don't know what is so concerning. If you want me to stop, I could stop for 2 weeks. Every addict says that. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying, like, every addict says that. Like, I could stop whenever I want to. But if you can't, then just don't do it.
There were a couple things about this. I was on his side when he was like, yeah, a couple nights a week, I'll watch a movie and have a beer or two. Like, I'm like, okay, that seems pretty normal to me. Like, if I'm watching like a football game, basketball game, I'll have a beer, whatever, on the couch. It's not a big deal to me. When she said, and how about the tequila? And he was like, huh? How about the what? And she goes, the tequila. And then he had to somehow come up with an explanation of, oh yeah, I also drank half a bottle of tequila. My mind, I was like, okay, it's a problem that you're drinking this much, and we've never seen you even look a little bit buzzed. We have
Yeah.
seen Jordan has been drunk.
Yeah.
We have seen Joe obliterated.
Yeah.
And he can't talk properly. And you're over here with having, well, it sounds like 24 beers, because he had the 12 pack and then also a 12 pack of Coors and the bottle of tequila. And I haven't seen him even look like a little bit different. That is a bit of a concern to me.
He was the shining example in Baja when they were like, yeah, everyone else is wasted and he's just
he's
a
fine.
gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah. But she needs to come out and say, look, man, I'm really worried with how much you drink. Like, I understand that this is not raising a concern for you, and maybe you are around a lot of people that drink as much as you and doesn't seem odd to you. To me, this is a problem, and I don't like it, and we have to come to some kind of an agreement on this. I think he was probably telling the truth, where he's like, yeah, I don't have to have beers every day. I can legitimately stop. I tend to believe him on that, because I don't think he was like drunk in the pods, and they were there for a while. I'm not sure if they have any booze in the pods at all. You know, he was there for a while and seemed fine. I think that he needed to volunteer that, instead of saying, well, what would you like me to do? And her going, I'm not going to tell you. Well, okay, don't get mad then. But like, I think he needed to volunteer, hey, I'll make you a promise. From now until we get to the altar, I'm not going to drink a drop. I'm going to show I'm going to be totally fine. Like, I get why this is a concern to you. I didn't know that it was. I can do this, and if that'll put your mind at ease, I have no problem doing that.
But I don't even know if that helps anything, because it's temporary. I'm not gonna drink, but if that's not your regular lifestyle, I want to know what your actual lifestyle is. So you're not gonna do it for 3 weeks, and then you're like, look, ma, I'm fine, and then you go back to regular stuff, because that's what's concerning to me, is the fact that you don't even think it's a thing and it's a lifestyle for you. So do what you need to do, but I should be able to make an informed choice if that's what I want or not. So he says like he doesn't think it's concerning, and she says, well, it's a concern for me. And he's like, I don't give you shit for the things that you do. You don't do certain things, like you don't clean, you don't do laundry. And then he's like, is that your norm? And she goes, yes, that's my norm. I don't clean. I don't have that. And she's like, you're being defensive instead of being honest. And he's like, tell me what you want me to do. And she's like, no, I won't. You're grown, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. And that's when the whole tequila thing happened. And I don't know. He said, when I proposed, I was dead set on marrying you and who you were. And obviously I didn't know enough. That was a jab. And if he lied, that would be different, but he hasn't lied to her. And if things have changed and he's not the man for her, he'll respect it, but he's looking for a marriage. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. But if you're trying to get an out, again, do it with your chest and be out.
Right.
I got it all wrong, because I think I said his family was not around and we're in Russia. So it's not clear whether she flew in.
That's what Russia. He said.
She was around, like, again, confessional. But yeah, we got nothing. She just showed up and she comes to the apartment. We are apparently learning for the first time that Anton wants to raise his kids in the church.
Yep. Never heard mentioned before. Not one time.
I was like,
so did Allie. This is important for Allie too. I'm like, since when did y'all? This is not something we knew about you guys.
So at this point, I'm looking at Allie like making like sandwiches, and I see the food, and it's so minor. But I was like, oh, if I'm meeting my fiance's mother for the first time, I think I'll do better than croissant sandwiches. It looked really good, but I think by the tux feeding, I realized like it was breakfast. They said she just came in this morning. They had breakfast together. So I was like, oh, okay. It was breakfast. I thought she was just coming to visit. And I was like, that's the best we could do. Come on.
Right.
So
it's 7 p.m.
Okay. I don't know. Something tells me that this meeting of the mom happened before detention. But again, I could be wrong, because again, tux fitting, they said they met this morning, but it just felt like everything was going so well and they were so happy with each other. And I'm like, wait, we just saw a conversation about alcohol, conversation about strip clubs, and no one was happy. Mama Anton said something that she said, you know, traditional values are the best to stick with. That's just what I think. Women stay in house, take care of children, and I'm like, no, okay, sure.
It's not for me.
Then all of a sudden, because of course, no confessional, we're just watching her and her mom someone named Nyara is not supporting Allie on her
Right?
wedding day. And her mom is just like, I know this means a lot to you. She's teary. She's this. I'm like, okay. Oh, it's her sister.
Yeah.
What? They don't even tell us why. Why does
No.
your sister not support it? What is her issue? What is the problem? You guys were close. And then there's more sisters that do support it, but they're concerned about this.
Yeah. You get two other ones, but you guys were especially close. And I'm like, okay, they were especially. Well, the mom was even confusing because she was like, you guys were little kids. You were super close. And of course, that changed when you became teenagers. And I'm like, okay, so you're not that close anymore. And you got two others that are coming? Like, why am I watching this?
Yep. So her mom is like, Anton comes back from, I don't know, work, I presume, and he
Yep.
joins the conversation. And she's like, I like you. You're going to be my new son. I'm going to be your mom. And she's like, divorces happen when you choose to go with friends over your spouse. I'm like, that is so specific.
Yep. No, that's not how I live. My wife and I don't go to the bar ever together, hardly ever. Very rare.
It's just like if you want to go somewhere, you have to go where your wife is gonna go. And I'm like, you know what? At the very least, their parents are on the same wavelength,
Mhm.
I guess. But
Yeah, they
good
seem
for
like
them.
they agree, but no, my wife will not come to trivia with me. She doesn't come. She's like, well, your team is real good. I don't get to answer any questions. It's not any fun. I don't get invited to her after work happy hour. It's just teachers talking shit about all their students. Like, I don't need to be in that. So, like, yeah, I can understand for some couples, you do need to have like a lot of shared alone time. It's just not a function of my relationship. And I don't think it's something that is like an ironclad rule. This is how it has to be. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel that way.
I think it was just specific. She was trying to put something based on what the alley conversation, him being a party
Mhm.
boy and all that. And I'm like, ugh, this is so lame.
Yeah, it's
But
rough.
anyways, they have a conversation. I don't know what they talked about, but I can't tell where they lean. I can't tell if they like each other or they're not. And I think they're trying to throw the scent off on them, but
Mhm.
we'll find out when they get married. Okay, so Megan and Jordan, they met his parents at a restaurant. His mom is so soft spoken. She's so cute.
Mhm.
His mom is just as shocked as we are about the chicken smoothies. She's like, "You still do that?" I'm like, "Oh
You're still
God."
doing that?
So they mention his vasectomy reversal, and his mom tells, her husband, like, "Oh, isn't she exactly how I described to you?" And then his mom asked, "What did you think the first time you kissed?" And listen, my Nigerian background is still so taken aback that over here in America, y'all just talk to your parents about sex and things. And it's like, oh, I cannot imagine a Nigerian parent like, so tell me, how was your first kiss? They
My
go
parents
from,
wouldn't.
but I mean, it's more acceptable here
Yeah, I mean,
than
it turns out we're mostly Ghanaian by descent. I don't think that we have like a lot of Ghanaian traditions, but no, my parents would not be like, so what that mouth do? Like it would not be something that would
That's
come up.
crazy. I just, even if you're thinking it, why would we ask? And then,
Mm-mm.
you asked, I'm gonna get an answer. Megan is trying to answer, and they're like, "Oh, TMI, I don't want to know." Well, then what? Oh,
Right. Don't
why
ask
did we
about it
bring it up
then.
at all? So,
Mm-mm.
it seems to go well. And Megan is like, it's gonna take something catastrophic for her to say no. And she knows like the men usually ask, but she wants to ask for their blessing to marry him. They say they're thrilled, they love him, and it went really well, really, really well.
Yeah,
So
great.
after dress shopping, Megan takes Jordan to a house of manifestations. I was wondering why we saw that, but it's going to come up later. So apparently,
Mhm.
Megan is a woo woo chick. And
Yeah.
that tracks because someone who calls himself Sparkle Megan and is dedicated to liking sparkle things at her age would be a
Mhm.
woo woo chick. And then she takes him to Kemosabe. All roads lead to Bravo because if you watch
Mhm.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if you know, you know. But
Yep.
again, that's another Western thing.
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
don't. I haven't spent that much time in Colorado. I think of it more like mountain man shit than like
Yes.
cowboys and cattle
Yes.
cattle roping and shit. Like that doesn't seem Colorado to me. But I'm not an expert.
Yeah. Megan talks about the house shopping. She saw a house, but it doesn't fit the numerology, whatever thing she believes in.
Mhm.
And Jordan is like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Oh, I didn't tell you." I'm like, "What?" And she's like, all the numbers of your house address need to add up and meaning something. Jordan is like, that's not gonna be make or break, right? She's like, maybe, but that's what she's thinking. And then she starts giving all her house addresses for her previous places, and this is where she made the money. This is where she did this. I'm like, you're in reality TV. Don't give this away. We know
Right.
your first and last name. If they now say she lived at this address, we have that on record too. Why do you leave
Yeah,
that in?
I'm
Anyways,
sorry your identity's been stolen.
yeah. So then he asked her, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about me? And I can't remember what the favorite was, but the least
The favorite
favorite,
was watching him be a good dad.
oh, he a good dad, yes. And
Yeah.
then the least favorite was like, apparently Jordan doesn't like to talk. And then he doesn't want to talk about work. This is so
Yeah.
bizarre to me.
Well, it's weird that he doesn't want to talk, which they bring up because he was so gregarious in the pods. Talking about work, I could see two sides of this. Number one, I think that he looks at his job and is like, this is not something that I'm especially proud of. This is not, I do it because I need the money and it's because the job that I have and it's that. I don't look at it as like something that is interesting for anyone to actually hear about. On top of that, I think that he's looking at it and like, why you have such an exciting, like, go career. You do all these things. Why do you want to hear about my boring ass job? I'm a little bit embarrassed by it. It's kind of the way that it was coming across to me.
He needs to get over it.
He needs to get over it because she wants to know.
Yeah.
And like, is my job exciting? Fuck no. I sit by myself at my computer drawing graphics that go on t-shirts all day long. And when my wife comes home, she wants to hear about it. My job is not exciting. Like, it's not. There's no such thing as like a graphic design emergency. There's not like a go world of t-shirt design.
Mm-hmm.
But it's cool to me that she's interested in it. And I think for Joe, she was just like, yeah, I want to know that like Joe Schmo is being like a dick to you or whatever. Like, I want to know your ins and outs. I could see how she's interested in that.
Oh, you
And
mean
he
Jordan?
needs to get over it. Jordan. Yeah. Yeah. She's like, she wants to know what his day-to-day is like. And I think that it's starting to grate on her that she's like, I keep on asking you about this and you won't tell me. And that's bothering me.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think he's embarrassed about his job. So
Yeah.
he's taking out
Bummer,
on
but he
her, but
is.
I think also it should be organic. Like
Mhm.
maybe they just need time. That's the thing. Who
Yeah.
knows? The more you get to know someone organically, you're just gonna be there and then you talk about it. But I don't know if a lot more is going on because Jordan does visibly look exhausted. They're just in
Mhm.
the house and he was listening to, I don't know what song it was. It was the background for the scene before they merged into their scene, and he was watching whatever song that was on his phone.
Oh, I forget what
And
song that was.
yeah,
I know it though.
it's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not Build Me Up Buttercup, but it fits in that genre. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those songs.
So Megan is trying to pack because I mean they're supposed to get married and move into their places, and she just tells him like, "I need more conversation out of you. Like I need more than one word answers." I give her kudos
Mhm.
because she's actually saying what it is that she needs, and she's like,
Yes.
"I'm just saying that I need more." And he's like, "Can you not ask it in that you're asking it in an abrasive way?" And I'm like, "Oh God." And he says
Yeah.
like, "I just don't want to project my daily stressors on you." And I'm sure, like again, being embarrassed or hates his job, he thinks like whatever I'm gonna say is going to be so trivial to you because you do,
Mhm.
like from how she says it, multi-million dollar business deals. But also I don't know that I knew that whatever it is that she did, is she retired? Because she's like, I don't do nothing, I just go to California Tuesday to
Yeah.
Thursday and chill.
It seems like her money makes her money. Like, I worked really hard, I made some smart investments, and now the money that I invested is what I live on, is kind of how it feels.
Oh, good for her.
Right?
So
I wish I had that.
she says, I fell in love with you because of our conversations in the pods, and now it's like nothing. And he's like, it's just like it's the last thing that I want to do. And also, we're not in the pods. I was like,
Don't
ouch,
say that. That hurts.
ouch,
Yeah.
ouch. Like, no. He
Yeah.
says, like, I feel like I'm being shit on for being tired. And like, and what he needs is for her to be his backbone and not more things that make him tired. And, if I had to root for a couple, it's these two, but I do think that Jordan is gaslighting her because, he starts saying, like, when you have kids, you can't be on the go the way you like to travel. And I know you have the means to have a nanny, but I want to stay home and I don't want to raise my kids myself. And I'm like, that's kind of personal. And you're kind of, it's not, you're being dismissive. Like, that thing, sometimes parents can be like, well, you don't have a kid, you don't get it. this may be
I
true,
say
but
that shit all the time.
she's doing everything she can to fit into
Yeah.
that world. But that doesn't also mean that she has to give up everything, because the same way she understood that you had a kid, you have to understand that she also had the means and she's kid free and she likes to travel and she likes nice things. And she was very clear about
Yeah.
that. So don't use that against her when she's not using you having a kid against you. So meet in the middle somewhere. She's not shitting on you for being tired, but just because you're tired, why does she have to be the backbone? You be the backbone for her. Like, she needs some
Yeah.
stimulation every now and then. Like, I don't know. He could have handled that better, honestly.
He really could have. There are a couple things about this. I have had the discussion of, I sit at home by myself all day and don't talk to anybody, and you're at work, we're talking all day. You get home, I want to talk, you want silence. Like that. That's me and my wife. I don't talk to anybody all day but you. Like, and she is, hearing kids talk and teachers talk all day long at work. I think that they need to meet in the middle on that. The go lifestyle and parenting and all that's a bit of a different story to me, because I do think that she's not understanding how much her lifestyle is going to have to change if she's going to be an active stepmother. If she doesn't want to be an active stepmom, okay, that's different. Then yeah, you can go up to, Vail for a couple days and fly to California for a couple days. You're going to be missing a lot of Luca's life. But if that's what you want to do, like, okay, I guess. I can sympathize entirely with him being like, yeah, taking a 5-year-old to Italy sounds fucking miserable. I don't want to do that. We're taking our son on his first international trip to Mexico after Christmas. He doesn't know about it yet. And I'm just like, what the fuck are we going to do? Like, vacation for me and my wife, we sit by the pool and drink all day. We have to do activities and excursions and shit. That's going to be a whole different kind of trip. And it does give me a little bit of anxiety. We're going to be fine.
But
But
can
it's
I
like, this
just
is a
say
different
though,
thing.
Luca has shared custody.
Exactly.
He's highlighting all the terrible things. Like, you're with your wife and you have a kid, but there's gonna be times where Luca is spending time with his mom, and then it's just planning it
Bingo.
around then. But he just seemed to bring all the negatives, like making it doom and gloom, like almost like, are you trying to put her off
Yeah,
of
your life
this? Like,
ends to get a
yeah,
kid,
your life, like, it's just a little unfair for someone who was so accepting of this part of your life. Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
and all she's asking for is conversation. That's it. And you're like, no, I don't want to tell you about it. I don't want to project my stresses. She's like, project all over me. And you're like,
It's
no.
it's rough. It's rough because I want them to work. I think they can work. And I think that we see every time they have a conflict, we see the resolution. By the end of this, they are laughing and smiling again because these two know how to communicate. And I think that they're going to be fine. But I think that her life is going to have to change a lot more than his. And I think that he's basically like, I'm not sure you're prepared for what that really looks like. And I'm a little bit concerned, but it's not going to make me run away and end this, essentially.
They'll be fine. He's probably going to
I
be
think
like
so.
an influencer, and then he's not going to have to work all these jobs anyways, because
He's going to host a tattoo show.
she states very clearly that she tells him, like, I want a man that can court me, that can get me just because flowers, or a gift just because I thought of you. You say you like fancy restaurants, but we don't know. We've never seen
Yeah.
it. I don't know why he likes fancy restaurants. He's the guy, even his mom said, he looks for the chicken nuggets and all that. So
He eats a chicken smoothie.
yeah,
What fancy restaurant do you like?
he says, I can do your hobbies, but I just don't have time. And then he's
Yeah.
like, oh, and not to make it all about money, but all the business guys and all the ones you talked about in the pods and the people you've dated before, it didn't work out. And that's why you chose me. And I'm just like, okay, maybe they're just trying to amp it up so we think
I
they're going
think
to
so.
break up and they'll be fine. Because Megan has that look. And with Megan's look, you never know what she's actually thinking.
Mhm.
But either way, I think they'll be okay. I just feel
I
like
think
he
so.
really could have handled this much better. Like, it's not
Yeah.
about you. It's also about Megan. So
Yeah.
yeah,
They
that was
could have
it.
handled it better. I think they did okay. I think they're going to be fine. Because when he said that about, like, you dated rich dudes and before who and didn't work out, her face was not like, how dare you. She was like, you know what? You're right. Like, this is why I chose you. Which to me means they have a depth to their relationship that no one else on this season has. So I think they're going to be
Okay.
just fine.
Okay, let's make predictions. Edmund and
Oh,
KB.
no. No, absolutely not.
Both?
No, I think he's going to say yes and she's going to say no.
Okay. Yeah. Allie and Anton.
I think they both say no.
Okay. And Jordan and Megan.
they say yes, and they're going to be fine. And we're going to get that really cute like package of them at the reunion where it looks like your last year was, and we see them doing fun things the whole time.
I love how confident you sound.
Yeah, don't fall for it. I have a very authoritative voice. I don't believe most of the things that I say I'm talking about. I hope I'm right, but I don't have any real conviction.
All right, so that's it. I mean, next episode, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know why next batch is just one episode, not complaining, but we'll see what happens with the weddings, if we even have any weddings at all, or if we have more breakups in the horizon. But before we go, Brian, share with people where they can find you.
Yep, I host Maps Virgin with my friend Kim. We are obviously covering the new season. We're doing one episode for each episode that drops, which I am dreading, but it's what we're going to do. You can follow me on Instagram and Threads at Maps Virgin. We have a Facebook group, Maps Virgin Fan Club. It's going to be really popping when the season goes, so we'll have a lot of content in there. And yeah, that's about it. I guess if you guys want to buy some t-shirts, go to nifty50apparel.com. I got a shitload of them there, so buy my shit.
You got to give us a code next time so people can go there.
Yes, I will. I will have. I'll have a discount code for next time. I need to get on that.
All right, support Brian. All right, you can find me on all the socials. AltaCall MAFS, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. I sometimes live tweet shows that I'm watching over on Threads and sometimes on Blue Sky. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and stay subscribed so you do not miss out on any new episodes, especially with the maths episodes coming out next week. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Hey, Sal.
Hank, what's going on? We haven't worked a case in years.
I just bought my car at Carvana, and it was so easy. Too easy.
Think something's up?
You tell me. They got thousands of options. Found a great car at a great price. And it got delivered the next day.
It sounds like Carvana just makes it easy to buy your car, Hank.
Yeah, you're right. Case closed.
Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.